as far as headlines, there was a lot. So I'm going to breeze through a lot of them. Stop me if you want to talk about one in specific. But we're going to start it off like this. Kid Cudi was wearing a dress on SNL. Like, we knew the meaning behind it, but how did you feel? I know that's your man. That's one of your favorite artists. How did you feel seeing that? Because we had a lot of conversation behind closed doors about that.
Like I said, I think we had that convo earlier. Everything is black and white. It's never gray. I understand the purpose, Cudi, but black men. I just don't like to see heterosexual black men in dresses, especially on TV. That's all.
Okay, 1,000%. DMX passed, which was a very sad occasion. The world kind of literally paused. And, you know, I'm glad that we really saw what he was going through. I think we value his pain and we understood his pain and what he was going through after he passed, which is very unfortunate. Because I hate when somebody dies. That's when you got to go through their old interviews and see what they were going through and what they were fighting for. I think that's very hypocritical. But, yeah, I think that really opened our eyes onto why we should appreciate, you know, these celebs and when they're here.
I think one thing with DMX, though, before he passed, I'm just very grateful that he was able to see his flowers before he passed. With the verses, everybody...
the Drink Champs interview.
That was one of my favorite Drink Champs interviews. And the fact that, like, people were actually, like, realizing that DMX probably had one of the craziest runs in hip-hop history. He dropped 2 #1 albums in the same year.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Besides that, the Crate Challenge took over Instagram.
Black people, y'all made me upset, bro.
We also saw the lady in the beginning of the year, the Gorilla Glue.
The Gorilla Glue shit.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, man.
It seems like a blur, but that was actually a big deal. I think that happened like around like February or January around there.
I just want to tell black people, just stop being followers, bro. Just because, even with the Crate Challenge, just because you see somebody doing something, we don't always have to do something, especially when half of us don't even have, like, health insurance. Can we not take certain risks, please? Like,
you don't got to go through pain to be a bad bitch.
Exactly. Obviously, the Megan Tory Lanez thing is still happening. We're still waiting on the verdict for that. Kanye on Drink Champs raised a lot of eyebrows, caused a lot of controversy. Yeah, man, he spoke his mind. He was being Kanye to me, but everybody act like every time Kanye does Kanye, it's like, oh shit, we're not used to this.
Bro, and I'm gonna say everyone knows I'm a big Kanye fanatic. But my issue is that when lies are said in one of the biggest interviews of the year, Big Sean comes on Drink Champs as well and speaks the truth. No one says nothing.
I think they both said how they felt about a situation. But I'll just leave it up to them to rectify. But because I'm pretty sure there's things that, you know, us in the public don't have, you know, the privilege of knowing. Yeah. So I'll just leave it at that. But, you know, he did say some wild shit about Big Sean, which, you know,
and Big Sean coming out saying, like, fam, I said Kanye for president first. Like, we're not going to get into it because it's not this whole
and Big Sean is always humble, and he's a very peace-oriented guy, so salute.
And as far as how I'm going to end it, you can debate that freaking Big Sean kept good music alive with 5 #1 albums.
No, 1,000%. He did. He definitely did that. After that, I got the free Hoover concert, which I attended. Yeah. I wish Osil would have went out there with us, but
wish I would have went out there.
Yeah, it was a vibe, man. I was there. I saw Kanye perform live.
Probably his best performance, one of his best performances ever.
I owed it to myself. Like I said, the story behind me going to Cali last minute, if you didn't hear it from my mouth directly, is in 2011, 2010-ish, Kanye and Jay-Z came down here for Watch the Throne in Miami. I couldn't go because I wasn't working at the time and I didn't have a car. So I told myself when I get an opportunity to see Kanye live again, I'm going to make it happen, and I did. So
I got to see Kanye perform. I seen Drake perform. I seen Cudi perform. I would love to see Kanye perform for sure.
Okay. Jay-Z, is leading by example again. He sold a stake of his champagne, which is Ace of Spade. He sold a chunk of that off. So that was a very good move. I love when the hip-hop heads show you how, there's life outside of hip-hop and you can make money off your likeness outside of music. So I thought that was very dope.
Yeah, Jay-Z got his flowers. And he won, he entered in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year as well.
1,000%. Astroworld tragedy. Yeah, man, in Texas, shit was crazy. I think if Kanye did not do the Drink Champs, that probably would have been Interview of the Year.
With him
But
and
yeah,
Charlemagne?
him and Charlemagne.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that was a very tragic situation that we are still watching unfold. We already covered it in previous episodes. I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
All I'm gonna say is like things like
Prayers to everyone involved.
prayers to everyone involved. Literally, obviously, some things could have been done to prevent certain things, and I'll just leave it at that.
Okay. I have the PPP loans. How
Oh
niggas was
my
getting
God.
caught up and fed up with that. That shit was crazy. Yeah, man.
I have some shit to say about the PPP loan.
What happened?
Black people, what is up with black people committing crimes and showing it to the world?
Exactly.
Right, you saw that video of dude on the beach like, oh, this is what the PPP loan got me. Like, fam.
They're coming for you, buddy.
If I could see you, the police
can definitely see you. Besides that, man, our man Kevin Samuels. We saw really the birth and the rise of Kevin Samuels. I think one of the videos that stole the show this year was "You average at best," and you look like an NFL running back. Those are honestly like clips from his entire videos and his message. But you know what? If you want to do your due diligence and check out his message and his content for your own, you can kind of just come up with your own conclusion. Because I know how me and you feel about him.
I gotta know, what's your favorite Kevin Samuels moment?
Too many. Too many. But
I got one.
You can share. Go ahead. I want to hear this. I'm curious.
So he was talking to on IG Live with this nurse, and she said that, oh, I've been getting better. I've been in therapy for 4 years, and then Kevin Samuels says, wait, you've been in therapy for 4 years? Aren't you supposed to graduate from that?
Yeah, that was crazy.
He says, like, if you're a nurse, if you have an open wound, would you rather have it open for 4 years?
That's crazy. Oh man. Besides that, Derek Jackson, the leaders of the feminist community on Instagram was
down bad.
Yeah, man, he got caught cheating on his wife. That caused a whole frenzy, and I kind of saw it coming, man. Any of these dudes that are trying to come off as polished and perfect on Instagram, like, fam, outside of Instagram, you got a real life, a real woman to deal with. So life is not perfect itself. So
Bro,
I don't expect you to be.
I'm just a fan of practice what you preach.
1,000%.
I think how like a lot of people react to Derek Jackson, that's how I would react if Dr. Umar is found sleeping with a white woman.
Yeah, that would be crazy.
That would be on the news.
Man, Prince Harry and Meghan sat down with Oprah, and they kind of highlighted some of the, I would say, racial profiling and just some of the things that they went through dealing with the palace, man, the royal palace in London and stuff like that, in the United Kingdom. And it was very like an eye-opener, man. It's like, it don't matter how successful you are, like, sometimes if if the black card get pulled, like, you're still gonna be considered a nigga, even if you.
Yeah, for sure.
Even if you were in the highest place that you could be as a woman, you get what I'm saying. Your race is gonna come to play in any position, in anything that in destination that you try to reach in life. That was crazy to me,
bro. And it's not just that; it just really is just an eye opener how, like, no matter where black people are, like you said, the race card will get pulled. And I was actually watching like a documentary about how, like, there's some black people who win the lottery and still don't get the respect when they move into those big nice neighborhoods, because people are going to be like, oh, your money was just given to you. You didn't work hard for it, this and that. So black people will, no matter how rich you are, and I'm pretty sure Jay-Z still gets looked at sideways sometimes, depending on the room that he's in. But black people will always have an extra eye on us and some more like obstacles to go through.
Britney Spears finally got freed from her dad. The conservatorship that she was under. If you're not familiar with Britney Spears, you could kind of look it up yourself. But pretty much her dad was in control of her finances and her life for a lot of years. And she finally break freed from that. And yeah, man. And can you just imagine your parents controlling you, in your 40s, up to your 40s, and now heading to your 50s, and you haven't seen a dollar that you earned, and you can't go to the mall by yourself. You can't see your kids by yourself.
Can't even get pregnant.
You can't even get pregnant. You can't have no boyfriends. It's like she was practically in jail. So shout out to Britney Spears, and prayers to to everyone involved.
Imagine, I hope no matter how rich I get, I just don't want to get into that position where I'm suing my family.
Yeah. I just don't want to have anything against my family, because I feel like you guys should be the reason why I'm here. And I should be nothing but grateful, but,
I expect to go through the nigga shit where it's like Kanye's like his laptop gets stolen by his cousin. That type of shit, I understand. But me actually auditing my father type shit, that's nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy. Simone Biles and Naomi Osaka actually raised some awareness during the Olympics. Simone Biles dropped out, and Naomi Osaka refused to do a lot of interviews because she was putting her mental health first. Obviously nobody wants a camera in their fucking face all the fucking time asking them questions, especially if they lost or win. There's a lot of things that these athletes go to: training, prepping, going through, winning, losing the Olympics. Imagine training for something your whole life and get told you're in second place, or you did not win, or you win and it's like there's 1,000 cameras heading your way for you to say something. You get what I'm saying? So I could definitely see that as being a lot of pressure on somebody in their 20s. You get what I'm saying? That is new to all of this. So I thought that was very necessary, because we look at athletes like, we own them because we're paying some money to watch them play or compete. So I thought that was very important that's something very important that got highlighted this year.
That's a fact.
Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, they got back together. Big fucking whoop. I mean, shit.
Who gives a fuck, man?
Yeah, but that was all over the place this year. You know how the blogs go. Lil Nas X revealed a baby bump that sent everybody into a frenzy. Yeah, man, I thought that was very distasteful. I support the LGBTQ community, but there's certain lines that you don't cross. Like, women really go through a lot, and within their 9 months being pregnant to deliver a baby. I thought that was very poor taste for him to do that.
It is very poor taste. It's just with Lil Nas X, you got to give him at least some form of credit of like the amount of not giving a fuck.
He's a troll.
I'm gonna give him that. He gets a lot of awards for not giving a fuck.
Obviously, Kim and Kanye
debacle
really. Him moving across from her filing to be legally single again.
Fucking Pete Davidson.
Yeah, so it's been a crazy year for those two. Lori Harvey and Michael B. Jordan, do you think it's real love or a business move? Real quick.
Both.
Okay, got it. Have you been following the NFT craze? Everybody is into NFTs now. The year before it was stocks, and yeah, man.
Like I tell everyone, and everyone gets upset when I say this, I'll invest money when I have disposable money.
Nah, that's 100. The baby at Rolling Loud.
Bro, the baby in general. This nigga
oh my God.
says that watch at Rolling Loud, him and Danny Lay. Like,
he's been wilding out this whole year.
I think 2022, if I had to give the baby any type of advice, just enjoy your money next year, fam.
And relax.
Do your little shows, just say your lyrics, leave.
Stay out the public light, the limelight.
Make sure all the baby mamas is good.
Pay your taxes and relax.
Pay your taxes.
All right, let me get your quick take on Dave Chappelle. How do you feel about Dave Chappelle?
Oh, that was probably one of my favorite Dave Chappelle stand-ups. I don't think he said anything wrong. Like I said, I think people are forgetting about the true art of stand-up comedy. What I love about stand-up comedy is that's one time you can be fully, truly honest, because you can say whatever the fuck you want through humor, as long as because when he was making his points about the gay community, the white community, black community, he's talking shit about everybody. But I think people just kind of created more of an uproar when it comes to, oh no, you can say whatever the fuck you want about any type of community, but leave them out of it. Fam, you're kind of crippling that community at the same time by doing that. True. If you want everyone to be equal, everyone can get the hands, pretty much.
Pretty much. And like you said, your first point, he's a comedian. So you have to go into it hey, I'm here to laugh. You can't be hey, I'm here to judge. So, that was kind of crazy to me. But yeah, man, it's like if we fighting for equality, like everybody should get it. The jokes is on everybody. You don't want me to put you on a pedestal. You don't want me to treat you different. So okay, cool. If I'm talking shit about everybody, then everybody gets involved in the jokes. Everybody gets the jokes. But you know what? We pick and choose as a society who to put blame on and who to prioritize, who to cater to. So I knew somebody was gonna get upset, and getting upset at a comedy special is crazy.
Bro, it's literally ridiculous. And even as far as like with sports, sports kind of took a back seat this year, in my opinion, because like technically they were still trying to open up. Like real quick, Giannis dropped the 50 piece just to win the championship game with the Bucks. Who the fuck would have knew? But I think one of the biggest stories is the fact that Kyrie Irving did not want to play the league because he didn't want to get forced to get vaccinated.
1,000%. That was a headline.
That was a headline. Ben Simmons signing a max contract, then not want to play for the 76ers the year after.
That was crazy.
It's, I don't know, the year was literally crazy as far as sports. Freaking the Paul brothers are now freaking full-blown A-listers now off of
fighting. Yeah. I also have over here Jadakiss, Mop Dipset. Jadakiss is probably rapper of the year by the time you listen to this. And if you disagree, then you haven't been watching hip-hop in the streets.
You 2-0 in versus in 1 year?
Yeah, man. Ellen DeGeneres show got canceled, which really, like, kind of made me sad because, like, going home from school every day, I used to watch the Ellen DeGeneres show, and then I would go straight to 106 and Park right after. And there's one message that Ellen used to say that really, like, I stuck with, like, that really stayed with me is be kind to one another. I feel like she was a very positive individual. She didn't deserve what happened to her, but then again, it's like when it's time to move on, it's time to move on. When they're done with you in this entertainment business, they're done with you. You get what I'm saying? When it's your time to go, it's your time to go. So
I don't really know too much about the whole Ellen DeGeneres fiasco, but what I would say though, that I think that's always true no matter what the situation. Whenever there's a little bit of smoke, there's a fire was started somewhere.
Yeah. And I mean, at the end of the day, you can't please everybody, so somebody's gonna be mad somewhere.
That's true. She rich anyway. She okay.
Yeah, she'll be okay. Joe Biden, COVID frenzy, I would call it. Like, he thought every problem could be solved with, taking the vaccine this year, which was crazy. Him fucking with student loans. That's a very sensitive topic for college students.
Damn.
Yeah, man. He's
just to shut you up, we're gonna freeze it till May.
Yeah, he's been a little absent as a president.
Bro,
but
I've seen
I'm
a
not
lot
the
of
political
angry
guy. Yeah.
I've seen a lot of angry Democrats this year.
1,000%.
Oh wait, and you got Joe Byron, the Bing Bong freaking series that's been going on. NYC Side Talk. I don't know if you've been up to date with that.
Nah, I haven't been up to date.
Yeah, that was like one of the biggest crazes of the year. Even Joe Biden even did a TikTok to that. To throw that out there.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, since we are podcast, we have to highlight the departure of Rory and Mal from the JBN, which is the Joe Budden Network. That was like, that was a controversy story. That was a big controversy because they were friends. Then they became business partners. And then, yeah, man, feelings got in the way. Greed got in the way. Money got in the way. And they went their separate ways. Yeah, man. That was very unfortunate because the reason why I fell in love with podcasting was because of them.
Yeah,
so
that's a fact.
It's kind of very sad that the chemistry is not there. The show definitely now is a little bit more mature, but it's not the same as it used to be.
I think everything happens for a reason because as we were watching, I started watching the Joe Budden podcast for like a year. There was to a point where it's like it just felt kind of forced. I do like the steps that Joe Budden did by putting Ice and Ish on it because it's kind of a more mature and kind of like a grown-up podcast. And with the Rory and Mal, it's a little bit more relaxed. It's more like the podcast you can just sit back, smoke weed, and chill. And they have skits and shit. But I think everything happens for a reason.
And the last thing that was like a very big news in the music industry was Benny the Butcher signed to Def Jam. Benny the Butcher is a rapper that is with Griselda Records. They kept alive like they were a part of the underground scene in hip hop. They were very vocal about not being mainstream, not being signed unless the momentum was right, the money was right, the business was right. So, the internet went crazy when he signed to Def Jam. And, hopefully he got in a good situation. He's not getting fucked. That's all I could really wish for any black man doing business.
with the Griselda, I'm really proud of like what that team has done because I know like West Side Gun was very like adamant about like not trying to be like all mainstream and ish. Fam, you got on the Donda album, bro. I think your career about to go to the next step, whether you like it or not.
You in every circle, every big. You an exec now, so it's like
you should, man. You wearing all these chains, someone gonna notice you.